welcome to this 15-minute trauma-informed yoga practice. The intention of this short practice is to help you to feel self-regulated, to bring about a sense of safety, of groundedness and presence in your own body. So we will begin in a comfortable seat. I'm sitting on the floor, but I'm using a cushion underneath me to support my back. You might choose to sit on the floor in any position. You might choose to use a chair or a couch. So take a moment there to find your comfortable seat. And once you have landed in that place, noticing the connection of your body to the surface beneath you. If that's hard to notice, maybe making some small movements, focusing on what you feel as your body shifts a bit in space. Maybe it would help to push down into all of those places where you can feel your body in contact with the ground, with the earth. Just putting a bit more weight into those places and noticing the effect that that has on your body. And then looking for a connection with your center. So that may mean that you begin to experiment with the muscles right at the center of your body, around your navel. Noticing their movement maybe with your breath, or intentionally pulling them back and letting them release. And know that this part of your body can be a source of real strength and support. And then tuning into your breath. So you might notice that your breath is moving easily today. You might notice that it takes a little bit of effort for your breath to come and go. You might notice the breath is shallow or deep. Maybe your breath moves quickly or slowly or somewhere in between. There is no wrong way to be breathing. Just notice what your breath pattern is like today. And then we'll practice a breathing exercise called square breathing. If you can imagine a square with 4 equal sides, your breath as well will have 4 parts and they will all be equal. There's an inhale, there's a held breath, there's an exhale, and then there's a held breath at the end of your exhale. So I will count that out. We'll count to 4 on each of those sides of your breath. Know that this is optional. Know that you might choose a different number. And know that if holding your breath makes you at all uncomfortable, it is absolutely fine to skip that part and just work on inhaling and exhaling at an even rate. So we will begin by exhaling. Let your breath go. And then inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold the breath out. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath out. 2, 3, 4. One more round. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath out. 2, 3, 4. Allow your breath to take its own rhythm again. Tuning into how you feel. any effects of that breath pattern on the way you're feeling now. So we'll begin to gently move our bodies, and you might like to start with some small movements in your shoulders, gently circling the shoulders if you'd like, making those circles small or big. That's up to you. Noticing the muscles in your shoulders, the space around the shoulders. You might choose to reverse directions, taking those circles the other way as well. Know that all these movements are optional. If there are any that make you feel in pain or B, uncomfortable in a way that makes you catch your breath or scrunch up your body in response, please know that you do not have to practice that movement. This type of yoga is about you making choices that make you feel empowered, that bring you into connection with your body, so that your body is kind of giving you these cues that you can then tune into and make choices about what feels right and what's not okay in your body today. So from here, we'll move into syncing up our breathing with our movement. And that can be done by using your arms. So one way to use the arms is to inhale and open the arms out, and exhale and close the hands back in. Another movement could be a lifting up of the hands as you breathe in and a lowering down. Or you might choose a bigger movement, circling the arms around and bringing them back down. Maybe one of those movements resonates for you today. So let's choose a movement, and on your next inhale, lifting or opening the arms, and exhale to release, coming back to your starting point. Inhale, expand, and exhale, close. You might be moving to my rhythm. You might be moving to your own rhythm. You choose what feels right for you in this moment. Your eyes might be opened. Your eyes might be closed. We'll do 3 more of those, inhaling and exhaling. And we'll shift our position now. So we'll come off of our seat and onto our hands and knees for this next portion. So coming to rest with the hands or the elbows, if that's more comfortable for your wrists, underneath the shoulders or around about that area. And the knees gently separated underneath your hips. We'll begin by feeling the body ground down so that the hands or the elbows, whatever is touching the floor, is pushing down. Your knees, your shins, and your feet ground down. And you might notice a response in your body to that grounding. It might be a deeper breath, or it may be a rebounding effect of the other parts of your body lifting up. Finding that connection at your center. If it hasn't lifted away from the floor, you might gently draw those muscles up. Bringing about a sense of strength through your middle, some support there at your center. Let's move the body through cat and cow. As you inhale, you're going to allow the belly to drop a little bit. Maybe the tail lifts and the shoulders draw back. And as you exhale, creating the opposite shape by rounding your back, allowing the head to drop down. Know that these movements can be very small and subtle or bigger, depending on how you're feeling today. And as you go through these movements, Noticing how the breath responds. Can you maintain a sense of evenness and consistency in your breathing? If that becomes difficult, you can always stop the movement and come back to a focus on that even, balanced breath. Great. And then finishing off that last movement, we come back to a more neutral position. Let's work on a little bit of strengthening and seeing how our balance is today. So from this position, again, feel that connection there at your center, using those muscles to support you as you extend your right leg back behind you. Those toes could be on the floor. They may have lifted up off the floor. Notice the weight in your hands, and can you press evenly into both hands? If you feel like a little bit of a challenge, you could take the opposite arm and extend it out in front of you. Notice how that changes your experience. And know that you can always back off, maintaining that sense of integrity at your center, and then releasing your hand and your knee back down to the floor. Grounding, centering, and extending the left leg back behind you. Feeling your connection at your center, your weight evenly pushing down into your hands. And then maybe your opposite arm extends as an option. Steady with your breath, grounded and centered. As you're ready, releasing the hand and knee down to the floor. And we'll come to sit in child's pose. So your hips move back towards your heels and your head moves down towards the floor. If the floor is a bit far away, you could stack your hands up and rest your head on your stacked hands. If it's uncomfortable in your hips or knees to sit back like that, you could take a pillow behind your thighs to support your seat as you come down. Pausing here for a few breaths. Noticing the rhythm of your breath. You might hear your breath here in this position. Finding that steady, consistent inhale and exhale. One more full breath here. And we'll gently come up from there, tucking our toes behind us and shifting our weight back to stretch the bottoms of our feet. Know that you can stop anywhere along that journey of the hips moving back. If that's too strong in the bottom of your feet, bring your weight forward. If you don't feel a whole lot and you would like some more sensation, you could sit right back on your heels. Have a couple breaths here. And then bring the hands back to the floor. You might untuck your toes and just tap the feet a few times here to release that. Good. And then we'll bring ourselves up to stand and come into a comfortable standing position. Maybe your feet are together. Maybe you've stepped your feet apart. Pushing down into your feet in the same way that you did into your seat. Grounding through the feet, and maybe you can sense a lift at the center of your body so that you have this grounding sensation and a gentle lift creating stability in your body. It's okay if you don't sense that. Come back to the breath. Notice the steady breath come in and out.